DIY.
DIYers on a day that should be celebrating the life of the late, great, legendary artist and producer DILLA. We're doing a story first about the dumbass Kanye West and him making these dumbass tweets today that has pissed off a lot of people.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
But what else is new? He has a project dropping. You know how this thing goes. He has a project dropping called Bully. And it seems like in light of what you think a bully may be, he's been trying to embody that through tweets. But before we get to the tweets, we're not going to step on the point that I first made, and that today was supposed to be a day where we celebrate DILLA, a producer that has influenced your favorite producers and in fact even inspired Kanye West along his journey. I, for one, started the day off. I knew it was DILLA Day. I was excited to share some of my favorite records from him. But then, I started seeing wind about these tweets that happened overnight when most of us were asleep. And I made a few tweets up here, and then someone responded to me and said, between Wayne, Snoop, and who else is crashing out? They even mentioned Ye. I said Kanye is crashing out today on DILLA Day. And I took that personal. To give you context about what the hell they have to do with each other, I mentioned that DILLA has been an inspiration to not just myself and many others, but Kanye as well. Look at what he says about the first time he met DILLA.
Did you ever meet DILLA?
Yes, I did. I met DILLA at Common's crib, just down the street here in LA. They were staying together, and I just remember looking at that MPC and thinking, like, those drums came out of that MPC. Arguably the best drums in hip-hop history. Just remember just vibing with him and having so much respect and just wanting to work with him more.
Seems like a very sober Kanye West, and I'm not here for any excuses today about mental health, about bipolarism, about even his latest thing, which I just feel like it's just, it bothers me as a parent of a son that is on the spectrum to hear him be able to self-diagnose and throw these terms like autism into the mix for an excuse for this dumbass behavior, an excuse for. And I'm pissed off, too, because it's like I've grown up being a fan of this gentleman. He inspired me as an artist and producer. But damn it, bro, I'm telling you, between the last year, the OGs have been pissing niggas off like me. And maybe it's partly our fault for holding him up in such a high light. But before we get to that, here's something else he says in terms of the influence of DILLA on him.
An interesting story about, Finding Forever is when DILLA passed, and when I made Finding Forever, when I chopped it up, I was trying to embody what I thought what DILLA would have did. So if you listen to The People and listen to that whole album, Break My Heart, all the different songs on there, I was trying to embody the stuff that JD did. So just like super influence,
What an interesting day to have such a stupid-ass crash out. And I'm going to keep calling it dumbass shit for what it is. So to get a little bit of an idea about what tweets we're talking about, well, just like in true Kanye fashion, they varied. They varied from his wife to Adolf Hitler to Diddy and even more. But there's a few here that I think start to really expose some of the issues that we're not really hearing directly from the source that at least I think lie at the foundation. In this tweet, he says, "Yay, who's your five baddest bees of all time? My wife, my wife, my wife, my wife, my wife." I mean, he going to town for his wife. I get it. I know Chance the Rapper for sure got clowned for that, but that's neither here nor there. I used to be broke. Now I can't relate to brokenness and don't want to. That's odd. In this tweet, he says, "Anyone who's called my wife's Grammy look a stunt is dumb and lame. Yes, you. She been dressing naked for 2 years." Well, that wouldn't be dressing. That's if you're naked, you're not dressed. Now all of a sudden it's a stunt. Every single bee on the planet wish they had her bravery, body platform, and access to money, and a husband that supported their personal expression. There are a lot of things that had to converge for this moment to happen. He follows that up with, "Call me Adolf Hitler, and your B still want to F." I mean, where does the bravado, where does the narcissism start? Where does the marketing for a project end? Like, how are you kind of coming to terms with this? Because when I see this, all I see is a grown-ass child in the midst of this. As somebody who's defended him on occasions. Matter of fact, this last week, I was on Torre and King Green's platform, Rap Latte, talking about a theory that I saw where somebody said, well, possibly having his wife out there who is a Caucasian woman, naked in front of all these, powerful white men, was him making a statement about, how black bodies were sold in slavery. Not my theory, but a theory that was presented to me via an Instagram page that I couldn't find, unfortunately. But when I saw that, I was like, Kanye has, that crack music, nigga, that real black music. He's been known to be pretty damn conscious of these type of things. But it just seems like through his pursuit of, make it into the billionaire status, his pursuit of entrepreneurism, somewhere along the lines, the revolution seemed to kind of get jumbled up with, these obstructed views of Christianity, the ones that he's kind of mixed together to fit his ego, and then also to meet these very Eurocentric ways of thinking about power. Nonetheless, we're not even done here. Keep it going. I'm going to normalize talking about Hitler the way they talk about killing Nias has been normalized. No comments were viewed. Boy, oh boy. I don't care if it's marketing. This is disgusting. No comments were viewed while I've been tweeting. I ain't adjusting nothing. I do or say for anybody who has enough time on their hands to sit and talk about what the F I write, positive or negative. Your opinions don't mean ish to me. I don't give a F what anyone likes. Everything I do or make is self-serving. I make everything for myself. If you don't like it, I don't give a F. If you like it, I don't give a F. I mean, it's a man-child. Man-child has the right to say whatever he wants to do. He's a billionaire. Who can tell him anything? You can't tell me nothing, right? He's been saying this. Got it. I'm hands down better at music than anyone ever. I'm going to get there with clothing and then with homes and cities, and I'm going to talk my ish the entire time. People have championed his independence, but it seems like when he's too understood, he tries his best to be contrarian and be misunderstood. It's like this obsession with being sort of punk rock of rap, which, by the way, I would say he kind of took that from Lil B, if you ask me. That's a Lil B gameplay, but out the Lil B playbook, if you ask me. I can say Jew as much as I want. I can say Hitler as much as I want. Matter of fact, I do it when I want. Fucking man-child, bro. I just tweeted everything I could think of, and I'm still alive. It's like a child is operating his body, like that one enemy in the Ninja Turtles with the brain, Mr. Brain, and he's just, I'm Kanye West. I don't take photos except for when I take photos. I turned down 3 photos this week with Make-A-Wish kids in wheelchairs. Some of this stuff, you can obviously tell that this is meant to be talked about. This is meant to bring all the attention. My question is this: what type of attention from what type of people? And how many of those people intend to buy something from this man? Or how many of those people are reminded of why they stopped supporting him to begin with?
Somebody gonna have to tell it.
But hey, when you're rich, you're always right, because you made more money than the niggas that criticize you. That's how that goes. Stupid ass behavior, if you ask me. Next, he says, I'm a Nazi. Let's see if y'all give that money back. Talking about the money from Fox. So I guess he paid for some ad space during the Grammys. He wants to see if they'll give it back. He says, I love Hitler. Now what, bitches? Like, you don't even sound like a child. You sound like a Caucasian child. You sound like that little boy who went viral years and years ago for drinking iced coffee and hot Cheetos.
Pick your lazy ass up, go to the store and get hot Cheetos, and buy like 6 of these and just drink the fuck out of it. Damn, that shit good.
You sound like a little Caucasian white boy. You don't even sound like a child, like a black child. You sound like a Caucasian child. I don't give a F how many people you killed or if you went to jail. Going to jail is a very achievable goal. Niggas sold all they drugs and still got rap for a living. I want you to play a game with me, because I tried this morning. Try to read this from the perspective of a white man and see how you would feel. And this is not trying to be divisive, because I know there's so many allies on this channel who understand the problematic nature of this, and maybe even some folks that you happen to share a race with. This is not about that. But just try to read this from like a billionaire white man that says, try to read that from this perspective and see how you feel. I don't need or want celebrity support. Every celebrity is broke. talking to you. You can't do shit but lose me money. No rich nigga is truly funny. Being funny is for broke niggas who want to distract you from the fact that they broke and trying to get bitches to F for free. Okay. Fuck Virgil, he says. For an album rollout, you think this is justified? For those of you that are coming in the comments coping, you think this is just okay, I agree with everything he said except for this. That's where you draw the line? A partner of his who has championed him, a partner that obviously meant so much to him, even though he got that Louis Vuitton position that Kanye wanted, he breaks down when he sees him in the runway. A friend of his that passed away? This is how do you come to grips with this? Continue. He says, you know the only thing worse than effing for money? Effing for free. I pay niggas and bitches to laugh at my jokes. Never meet your heroes. He's doing the same tug of war he always does. He gets you riled up and he takes you from two extremes of the emotion, and then he creates music that remember the angel that was pushed out of heaven had the ability to make music. It's like he uses music as his way to bring people back into his positive graces. I'm just saying, that's the way that I'm reading it. He says, never meet your heroes. I agree with that one. I don't even know what the F anti-Semitic means. It's just some bullshit Jewish people made up to protect their bullish. Was that the right there? Was that the right? My support of Puff is completely selfish. Oh, yeah. He decided he wants to now defend Puff. After the video of him putting and laying hands on Cassie, after all the allegations that have already came out, after all the artists, even before the allegations that told you how shitty of a businessman he is, how predatory of a businessman he is, he decides that he wants to put out a collaboration for Sean John. I'm not going to put this up here because I'm not putting that shit up here. But I'm just saying this to say, this is the time that you want to jump up. It's the same thing he did when he decided at the most heated time in the country that you want to throw on a MAGA hat and go dap up Trump at a time where folks is looking at him like, yo, what you mean? Why you dog whistling? And you jump up and you say, I'll be the nigga that jump up and do it. Don't worry about it. I got it. Black folks will listen to me as long as I can bring a gospel choir on a plane. You know, all you got to do to get to these black folks is talk real religious to them. We see right through this shit, bro. This shit is getting old. 47 years old, billionaire. You need to watch a movie called Living Large, where the character has aspirations for becoming rich, and he gets there by being a news anchor. And then one day he looks up, and then he starts looking in the mirror, and he's shocked to see he doesn't see the black man he once saw. He becomes actually a white man inside of the mirror, but not just a white man, but he becomes one that he looks at himself and say, man, I've lost where I've come from. I lost my identity. I lost, what people took pride in when they talked about me and brought me up. Let's continue because we got time today. He says, my support of Puff is completely selfish. I need to find whoever been trying out black moguls. This ain't about black moguls being taken down. No. This is about behavior that needs to be punished. Nobody is above it. It's so funny to hear, the black moguls are being attacked. But I look at Kanye and I realize he's addicted to 4 Ps. He's addicted to porn. He's addicted to power. He's addicted to pressure. He loves the pressure of being a contrarian. And then the last P is, of course, prestige. He loves telling you the things that he's able to do in his own independence. See, that's the independence, the DIY. DIY. I do not support. I don't support that. I don't want to become independent so I can become like the oppressors, so that I can do the same thing with the power that was abusive when they took it on. I don't want to become them. I want to be able to launch upon my ideas without abusing my power to talk down on people who don't have it, to abuse them in the way that maybe perhaps he got abused in this industry. Nasty work. I don't want to go to your fancy restaurants. Ramen noodles and Doritos was made for a reason. He's just saying shit at this point. I'm racist. Stereotypes exist for a reason, and they all be true. I don't listen to rap. I don't know who the F is rapping anymore. You Know Miles is my favorite artist. I'm a 47 billionaire. Why the F would I listen? Let me change the voice. I don't listen to rap. I don't know who the F is rapping anymore. You Know Miles is like my favorite artist. I'm a 47-year-old billionaire. Why the F would I listen to rap? There's not one piece of information in rap that benefits my agenda or helps me get money. I don't want to hear anybody spin that either into he's speaking like the label. Open up your third eye, Curtis. He's speaking like he's a label exec. He's really sticking it. No. It's about selling your own records as an independent artist or pseudo-independent artist. And the shit is nasty work. Amongst all the things he said, because he goes on and on, I don't want to make this video all about that. I think one thing that was really interesting, because sometimes it's just as simple about trying to figure out what the source of someone's frustration. Why at this point, somebody who could drop music anytime he wants and people would show up for him, why would you resort to such, childish antics? I know it's work for you, but you're somebody who values creativity. You're somebody that values innovation, being the first to things, right? That's why he's talking about AI as if it's auto-tune. I'm not even going to get into that. But he said, I stood up for Puff, and I'm still winning 20 Grammys next year and doing the Super Bowl. Well, that's interesting. Who just won 5 Grammys for Not Like Us? And who's doing the Super Bowl in a few days? Oh, that would be Kendrick Lamar. It's like he values being the he values being the bully, he values being the contrarian, but he also wishes, or he values the position that he sees, the praise and that was once given to him, especially in his graduation late registration era, was once given to him. He's looking at this guy over here and he's like, no, you guys are not talking about me enough. I hate it here, bro. This shit is childish. But we're living in a different time, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't give a shit if he respond. I hope this nigga's watching. I really hope you watching. You a fucking clown, bro. This shit is clownish. You too old to be acting like that, bro. When I was younger, this shit was exciting. This shit was like, damn, bro. Like he's really saying whatever he wants. Now that shit is coming off as cornball activity. And this is from somebody who's been a diehard. Somebody who was like, man, I wish I would have went to the Glow in the Dark tour. Man, as a rapper producer, he inspires me. Now, nigga, I don't care if it's for marketing. This shit is fucking clownish. King Green, could you please dissect these tweets in a way that most of us are reading it?
Breaking news. Kanye don't give a damn about your black ass. Let me translate his latest rant. I don't listen to Negro music. I don't know who the hell is rapping anymore because y'all's monkey music for you monkeys. Oh, what are the kids like? You Know Miles? Yeah, that's my favorite thing because the kids like it. You Know Miles is amazing, though. You Know Miles is hilarious.
No, You Know Miles is funny. He's funny as hell. It ain't his choice that he got chose by somebody he probably look up to.
This line right here. I am white now. Why would I listen to rap? Because I am white now. How would listening to a bunch of Negro music increase my money? I hate how you Negroes dress. I hate you Negroes. I've been using the black community since the inception.
What does that tweet say? I'm a user. I only have people around me that are useful. If you can't be used, then you're useless. He said this in his glow in the dark pamphlet one time, and I thought it was a pretty cool quote. But now in this context, it makes me understand how narcissistic this nigga really is. Interesting.
Why the hell do you think I like y'all? I literally said when he get on, he gonna leave you for a white girl. I told y'all what I was gonna do. I have fooled everybody with music. I will now fool everybody with clothing, build cities, and everything. I'm going to fool the world. And this one says, Massa, please help me. They have kicked me off of Mark Zuckerberg's internet.
Okay, I might have got too crazy. Elon, you understand me, Elon? We might be both allegedly on the spectrum. By the way, like I said, do not use that shit as an excuse. I hate it. As someone with a child on the spectrum, it is such a gross misuse of that. It is you making an excuse for you just being an asshole no matter what your particular mental situation is. You're just an asshole. You're just a self-serving asshole and you recognize it. You have self-awareness. It's not that you're just wired differently. That is just a one-layer excuse. Y'all know what you're doing because you're using it to sell for millions and millions and millions of dollars of merchandise, of physical music, of now streaming, of all these different things. I just look at this shit like, wow. So when I brought that point up about Kendrick Lamar and him possibly maybe even being jealous of all the attention that Kendrick is getting, Tisha, someone who follows me here on Twitter, said, wait, so is this tyrannical meltdown because someone we know, love, and lift up is about to do the Super Bowl and having the greatest run in hip-hop ever, and it ain't about him? Is that so far-fetched to believe? Well, I said sometimes the abundance of love for someone in their moment can bring out the ugliness in others, especially when they may view them as the little homie.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
I've seen it firsthand my damn self. Then this proceeded to inspire some tweets that I want to go ahead and put up and kind of explain here along the way. Thank you once again for watching. Let's take a little second to do this. Hey, yo, DIYer, if you're enjoying this content, please don't forget to hit the like button. It helps this video and this channel get discovered by new people. I appreciate you. Now back to the video. So in this tweet, I said so many OGs in rap that I used to look up to growing up are becoming nothing short of embarrassing. I think about Snoop. I think about this Lil Wayne situation, him having a press conference for him doing a sensitive skin commercial with Cetaphil or whatever that company is to announce the Carter 6 on a Thursday before the Super Bowl. He mentions the Super Bowl so he can siphon energy and attention away from this moment, which is the greatest run. Lil Wayne had a legendary run. Kanye had a legendary run. Snoop had a legendary run. But it just seems like everybody is doing shit that is taking away the narrative. It's like how they feel on the inside, they can't help but show it on the outside in their actions. I'm looking at their actions, not just their words. I finished this by saying, just serving as a constant reminder that none of us really know these motherfuckers. We don't.
Have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
I don't really want to put 3 stacks in this because I think that he kind of walked it back. You know, and I legitimately understand his concerns about being an older artist and trying to find his place in all of this. But Andre 3000 is one of my favorite rappers, and he said on many occasions he's done rapping. What about instead of waiting for him to magically appear out of that tunnel, which I have many a times, especially when the Flute album came, I said, well, at least give us one verse. What if I just make the art and music he inspired me to make? That's been the plan. I think that's what so many artists, especially in my age group, got to really think about your responsibility. Like, dog, they're not coming here to save nobody. I go on to say, I pray my generation of rappers, artists, stray away from trying to keep up with the young creatives and embrace the cheat codes and wisdom that come with where we're at in life. We should be teaching. We should be showing what this path can look like in our late 30s and early 40s, not giving it up and then fully podcasting. No, that's not a Joe Budden dig because we on the same MCN right now. Shout out to Quarter Labs. But that's just more so thinking about this doesn't have to be the end road. You can do what you want to do creatively without feeling the embarrassment. You go through your whole career being this anti-establishment, anti-social, I do what I want, a confident leader until you get in your 40s and you're insecure about how do you look like rapping when you're 40. It doesn't make any sense to me. It does and it doesn't. I go on to say, learn from the youth. Don't gatekeep them by trying to creatively and financially replace them. And I know very well the risk that I'm taking by making content like this. I don't care. I don't care. I'm led by a force much stronger than any ego that could exist in me. I'm led by a force that has reminded me, you're supposed to be here. You're supposed to be saying the things that you're saying, Curtis. Now speak confidently in it and move forward. I said, to keep my integrity intact, I'll gladly burn every bridge I ever built in the music industry if necessary. Some of this clown behavior is just inexcusable. Come on.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
And this is more so because I think that, especially when I was in that Rap Latte podcast, I think some of the folks in the audience think that I have a reservation or a fear of criticizing rappers. No. First of all, what you need to understand for me, for Curtis King, I am pro-artist always, right? I'm pro-artist always, first and foremost. But I am also very, very critical when artists are acting like dumbasses, when artists are, especially myself. I'm not above accountability. When artists act like they're bigger than the program, I'm going to call that shit, I'm going to call a spade a spade. But at the same time, I know I'm going to have to answer to it. Yeah, y'all might cheer and leave comments and say to you stick it to them. Pause. Hey, yo, I got to go meet these niggas in real life because I live close to LA. It's going to happen. But the truth of the matter is, I'm starting to realize to keep my integrity intact, I'll gladly burn every motherfucking bridge I ever built in the music industry if necessary. Some of this clown behavior is just inexcusable. I cannot look at my son and tell him to do one thing and then excuse this on the other side. That cannot happen. You know why that's partly the reason? I shared this video before from Dr. Delbert Blair. It's an amazing part of his Etymology of Children lecture where he talks about why 80s babies are a different breed. I'm a 1985 baby, okay? Get to know us. We're different. Kendrick's right in that same window. Get to know us. It hit different when we decide to show up as our true selves. Dr. Delbert Blair, please take it from here.
Any soul coming in since 1985, really I would say 1980, is an old soul. They are here to fight, but in a way that you don't even understand. They are here to reawaken you, to help get guidance, and they all must be centered. You cannot leave those souls alone. They did not come here to be left alone.
Nah.
If you leave them alone, they will come into the maturity of the animal body and they will fight and kill. They have done it before, they will do it again. If you guide them, they will not be abused by computers, they master computers. In fact, it kicks in their neuron centers faster. The sounds that you hear on the air in rap, the rap is only the soul that is very angry, and it needs to be angry because it needs that strength of, again, the, the gland of fight and flight. Can't think of the gland right now I'm talking about. It needs that kind of a quickening and awakening. But it also needs a time for peace and quiet. And you will find once they go through that, they suddenly fall asleep, and they sleep very deeply, because that is also to bring balance. But mark my word, none of these children are weak. These children are strong beyond belief, and they can take things that you could not take. That's why they chose this time of birth. They can be very good. They can be very bad.
With that said, fuck Kanye West.
Somebody gonna have to tell
Fuck
the truth, and I'm
Kanye
gonna tell
West. I said it. Nigga, clip it, send it to him, add it. Fuck Kanye West, bro. Like, this shit is so unbelievably stupid. So unbelievably stupid. This ain't no fight no more about him versus the man and the powers that be. Nigga, you've become the powers that be. And you've thrown black folks in the process in the middle of that. You've thrown that as an opportunity to see what they doing to us. It's only us when you getting your ass kicked. But as soon as you up, it's I don't fuck with rappers. I don't fuck. It's crazy. You know what's funny? I did a video about a year and some change ago. And you guys know, if you've been on this channel, I talked a lot about, you know, the unfair practices of Spotify, of music streaming, and I was very vocal about this. I had videos, multiple videos. If you go search right now on YouTube, you'll probably see pages of videos talking about Spotify around this time that Kanye started to miraculously jump up and started saying issues that he had with Spotify, right? When they boosted him off, they kicked him off of there. This shit bothered me. Because I've been in this industry now for 20 years and I've seen this shit happen over and over and over again with people that you would never believe, if I put these niggas on blast, you would never believe, will steal from you. And they say, nigga, I dare you to say something. Do something. Say something. Because you're going to look crazy if you pop up and you say, he stole from me. Because they'll be like, of course he didn't. Because he's making more money than you. He's obviously smarter than you. And he obviously has a better team. These 80 babies are different, though. Fuck Kanye West. What I really wanted to say the day that I put this video up where you see me eating the apple and kind of side-eyeing the camera, what I really wanted to say that day is Kanye attempted to, in my opinion, allegedly, to steal my entire talking points around the unfair practices of Spotify and music streaming. While my content went the most viral and I publicly removed my music from streaming, as the whole internet, it seems at times, were either supporting or were kicking my back end in. It wasn't the whole internet, but it was my audience reach that I saw. I said at the time I stayed quiet about it because, you know, one, the narrative I told you before, they're going to always think that you lying because you're not as popular and rich. But I also stayed quiet because I thought about if this is indeed a revolution that is happening. And it's funny because Glass has called me about this too. focus on why. Focus on the why, right? He's talking about this because it is a problem across the board. Do you really want to make this moment that you could have just shown up and be supportive, even though he could have did the same damn thing when he seen my content? Do you really want to make it about you? Because that can derail everything. So I did that and just did this video. Now this nigga's a clown. Watch this now with that context in mind.
Streaming platforms removed you.
We're number one. You know, everything that they did only helped us. I like it. Remove us. I like simplification. Streaming platforms is bullshit to the artists anyway. Spotify would give us $500 million between all of us and say, work it out amongst yourselves. I'm like, what about Adele? What about Taylor Swift? What about me? They like, no. Doesn't matter how much any of y'all stream. Y'all got to work that $500 million. $500 million? That's what streaming companies think of us as the musicians, and all the label owners just hand it over. We ain't on that, bro. As long as I breathe, I'm here for all of my artists, all of my peers.
That's why you said fuck rappers?
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and
Oh, it's a rollout. It's a rollout. Okay, stupid me.
And all the people.
80 babies are different. I'll be crazy. In the words of Redman, I'll be that. I'll be that, especially if we can be the ones that are going to be part of the change. I do believe that our generation are going to be a part of the first ones. I think Gen Z also will be a part of the generations that break these generational traumas. We're going to be the breakers. We're going to be the ones that are going to take the arrows. We'll be the ones that's going to challenge our OGs and be like, no, nigga, you're out of pocket. No. None of this shit makes any sense at all. I don't care how you want to spin it. It don't matter how you spin it. The audience is not dumb, especially not these 80s babies. Like, and you may not be relying upon us being the ones that go and purchase that ugly ass clothes. I don't give a fuck you independent. I don't care what you put your work into. On my mama, that shit ugly as hell. Ain't no reason a nigga like me gonna buy that shit, except to support a black man in his entrepreneur position. But when you use the anger of people, when you use the movements that people really stand on, that you're just using as another article of clothing, something that you can be a punk rock contrarian to, nigga, you gotta get called out. These 80s babies is different. You ain't never seen a breed like us before. That ain't a threat. That's a promise about what this generation has to deliver. We don't buy into the same shit. We the same kids that came up seeing the infomercials growing up. We seen the scamming pastors that said, if you buy this oil, you'll have a greater understanding about, did you know that it came from Jesus's cross? Did you know that this wood that I'm getting ready to sell you? You can't sell us on that, bro. We know better. We know better. And that's why in this era, we gonna speak on it. We got platforms now. We're not impressed by the goofy shit no more. We are not impressed. Now what must be done is being done. I don't care if I look crazy to my peers. I don't care if none of these niggas in the industry give me another motherfucking call. That's fine with me. But I refuse to sit by and watch this shit and not call it what it is. Nigga, fuck all that. Niggas is clowns right now. DIYers, those are my thoughts. You let me know what you think. DIYers, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Don't be greedy. Peace.